announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
My name is Brad, and I'm a wrestling fan. You heard that right.
Now, I have to admit that to some that seems like a strange thing to have to confess.
But I remember a time not that long ago where even saying a phrase like that was social Harry-Carry, specifically high school. As a teen, I would say at least half of my wardrobe consisted of wrestling shirts. The problem with this is that I could never ever wear any of these shirts without hearing the same question every single time.
Hey man, why do you watch that crap? Isn't it fake?
Isn't everything you watch fake? While my response is technically correct, my love for wrestling goes a whole lot deeper than just man puts another man through a table. Although, does it really have to?
The reason I enjoy wrestling so much, why I love it so much,
is because it was always there. This may not come as a shock to most, but the kid that was picked on habitually for watching wrestling was also picked on for a few other things. Throughout most of my middle and high school days, I was harassed unceremoniously for my weight, for being poor, although that really hasn't changed much, and my lack of any basic sense of style, including with clothing or hair. And by extension, my obsession with men putting other men through a table. These types of experiences are what shaped my entire school experience, whether I like to admit it or not. Now, I'll admit, I did have some friends. We even had our own backyard wrestling league between a few of us, where I became a 2-time world champion, broke a few chairs, and likely some vertebrae. However, most of these friends ended up putting me in positions where I was either flunking my classes, neglecting my responsibilities, engaging in other negative habits, and even getting arrested.
to this day, I only have
One friend left from that period of time. This ultimately led me to staying home by myself for most of my childhood. Then one day, it happened. I was introduced to WWE Raw. I was totally enthralled by what I was seeing.
where this been all my life.
Now, yes, of course, you had, paragons of virtue and larger-than-life characters such as John Cena or The Undertaker. But finally, I would see guys that acted and even sometimes looked like me get to take on jerks like Triple H and Chris Jericho and put them in their place. Sometimes even win the championship and even get the girl. Not the guy, but one day. I even became aware of the wide world of wrestling video games, which allowed me to virtually live the life of a ring nomad and keeps me a fan to this very day. Eventually, I didn't just accept the fact that I was going home alone. I was excited for it, because Raw was on that night. And I didn't have time for anything else.
My love for wrestling even caused me to one day put down the controller
And pick up a keyboard in order to start creating fan edits of my favorite wrestlers like Jeff Hardy in D-Generation X. And doing that is what actually led me to my love of post-production and editing. Professional wrestling is why I'm in this very class today. So, whenever anyone asks me why and how I could possibly love something like pro wrestling, my answer is very simple. It saved me. I think you should give it a try.